Hi guys, this is Mark Shawson, the Pattern Trader. Every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I conduct what we call the Master Pattern Trader. These are live 2-hour sessions where I go through each one of the major currency markets, the oil market, the gold market, stocks, and frankly, any market or currency pair or stock or trading instrument that our members would like me to analyze. In the last Master Pattern Trader on Friday, I spent a lot of time going through the precious metals markets, notably silver and gold, spot silver, spot gold, XAG, USD, and XAU, USD, which is the ticker for spot gold. And in a moment, I'll share what I told them in that class. But before I do, I just want to kind of share a quick word. This was, people send me messages all throughout the session, and I just want to kind of read to you one of the messages that came through from Virgil. So Virgil says, a big personal thank you, Mark, from my wife and I, who are retired teachers. We started following your teaching back in February 2019 with a practice account and became part of your Master Pattern Trader program in May 2019 with $2,000 invested in the market while listening and studying your teachings. Since May, we are up to $4,000 of our own money in the account, but have seen gains of over $8,000 over the past 4 months. And 2 days ago, I joined your elite program with those profits since May 2019. I enjoy your insight, wisdom, and passion in helping others achieve their goals. Bless you, and another sincere thank you. So, as I indicated, these messages come through, while I'm conducting the live sessions, and I have to admit that I was actually choked up when I received that message from Virgil. So my objective when I started the Pattern Trader was to give back, to share what I've learned over the last 3+ decades, staring in front of these screens, learning, what works and what doesn't work in the markets. And as I indicated, last Friday, just a couple days ago, I was talking about the metals market. Now, for the past few months, the metals have been running, to the upside. Gold went from $1,350 all the way to $1,550. Silver started from about $14 and ran up almost to $20. And the question throughout that run-up, was this run-up sustainable? And frankly, based on what I've been looking at primarily in the silver markets, I did not think that this run-up was sustainable. That when silver got to $20, it looked like it was peaking. And a few weeks ago, in one of my emails, I said it is over, meaning that the run-up in especially silver is over, and that I thought it would go lower. And today, silver has crashed to under $17. Now, also during these sessions, one of the questions that I often get is, do I trade the news? Do I trade events? And the short answer is simply no. And the reason being is that the markets are counterintuitive. So in the last couple of months, you've had an enormous tension between the US and China. You've seen an escalation in the trade wars. You've also seen an escalation in the rhetoric between the US and Iran. The U.S. has sent troops over to the Middle East, girding up for what could be a war over there. You've also seen Iran bomb the hell out of the Saudi Arabia oil fields just a couple of weeks ago, taking 5% of the production off the market. Also in the background, you've got giant protests, populist protests going on in Hong Kong, and also Brexit, also perhaps an impeachment of the US president, and the resignation of the prime minister in the UK. So gold usually runs up, when markets and political events are highly uncertain and unstable. And I think, we could say that we've had just an enormous amount of instability going on now and in the last couple of weeks. But as I said, the markets are counterintuitive. Based on certain technical signs I started seeing a couple weeks ago in both gold and silver, I started advising our members that this rally was over, and that you needed to be alert to getting short. And on that note, I sent out a couple of emails last week to our members on that daily list, advising them to get short XAU USD spot gold at 1511. And then a few days later, I sent out a follow-up email saying, look, I want to add to my position. I think this looks really bad. Advising getting short at 1500. And today, XAU USD spot gold has crashed under $1,470, trading about $1,469 as I'm speaking. And admittedly, I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I'm making about $400,000 on these trades, being short gold just in the past week or so. So this is the kind of methodology, the kind of action I look at in our master pattern trader. In a moment, I'm going to go live chart showing you what I was talking about in my live sessions last week, and why I'm able to capitalize on these monster moves. I've had an embarrassment of riches in the past couple of months. I called the drop in the dollar yen from the 112 all the way to 104. Recently I called the turn from 184 in the pound New Zealand all the way to 2000. And then I think these metals moves are going to represent a large move lower. Now I'm going to go to live charts and show you what led me to these monster gains just in the last few days, being short spot gold. As I indicated, the prices of gold and silver are crashing today. In this chart of XAU USD, this is a daily chart on the live session in real time today. You can see that prices caved in from above $1,500 to about $1,468, a move of $32 lower just in today's session. Now, as I'm going to show you in a couple of emails, this hardly came as a surprise to me. This is a copy of an email that was sent out to thousands of our members on September 25th, over a week ago, where I said XAG USD, which is spot silver, trading at the lower end of its monthly range, suggested that the recent bull move is over. So over a week ago, when silver was trading around $17.94, it's now trading under $17 on the real-time charts, as I'll show you in a moment. I said at that time that this rise is over, and I was predicting that based on the price patterns and price action that I will show you in just a moment. This is a copy of an email that was sent just one day after I predicted that silver was going to crash on Friday, September 27th, where I was advising our members to sell short on XAU USD, which is spot gold, at a price of $1,500. As you saw, the day earlier, I sent out an email suggesting getting short at $1,511, and I was advising them to add to their position. I said, based on the double top head and shoulders, I said this pair is going to turn lower, and I'm looking to add to my short position that I established at $1,511 just one day earlier. Upon a breach of the inside bar, you can see both the $1,511 area was triggered and the $1,500, and now we're trading at $1,468. This is a snapshot of the entries where I sold short XAU USD at price of $1,511, $1,500, and I was so enthusiastic I also sold a short position at $1,507. And based on where the market is trading right now, I have open profits of over $400,000. Now this could go up or down depending on the markets. You can see that I have a take profit on one of my positions about $10 lower than where we're trading now, and you can see that I do not have take profits on the other positions. What I tend to do is take a look at a market, then see how the market is trading according to my structures, and then based on how it's tracking, I will put new stop losses and take profits depending on where the market is going. Based on where we're looking right now, I do expect XAU USD to retest the $1,400.50 level and perhaps much lower in the days and weeks going forward based on this analysis. Before I go to live charts, I just want to go back to my email that was sent out about a week ago where I was looking at this particular structure in XAU USD. At the time, I thought The $1,555 area represented a formidable double top resistance area, as well as these two structures that look like a pending or forming of a head and shoulders formation. I'm going to draw all of this in real time. So when the market was creeping up from $1,480 all the way to $1,550, I was telling our members, beware, do not chase this rally. I thought that it was potentially a bear trap by virtue of this double top price pattern. Now I'm looking at the real-time daily chart of XAU USD spot gold, and this is what I was referring to. This is the double top price pattern that I was referring to in that email and all subsequent emails and presentations thereafter. In addition to this double top, which simply looks like an M or letter M, where we went to an all-time new high, we backed off, we go to a new high, and when we come under the neckline, this basically represents the culmination of a reversal price pattern. Now, in addition to the double top price pattern, I also look at price behavior. And what I mean by price behavior is that you can see in this particular instance, when the market went to an all-time new high around $1,555, by the end of the session, it closed on the low and the sellers were in control. So it was this combination of the key reversal price action along with this double top that started to alert me to a possible reversal in this market. Now, if the double top and the key reversal were not enough, you can throw in the fact that I was also looking at a pending head and shoulders price pattern. Head and shoulders is just what it sounds like, where we have the left shoulder here, the peak represents the head, and this is the right shoulder, and now it looks like a man or woman's head and shoulders. And you can see with this penetration of the neckline, which is simply a line drawn throughout the pattern, this confirms this bear price pattern and that this will likely head lower. Now, we could very likely have a retest of this neckline and then another move lower. But whichever way this thing tracks, ultimately, I think the next direction will be lower. Now, in addition to the monthly key reversal or the key reversal on the monthly chart, I am looking at an enormous double top price pattern on the daily charts of XAG USD, which is spot silver, all the way at this second peak. Now, this peak does not have to be concentric or symmetrical with that peak. We are still looking at a potential ominous looking double top. Even though the second peak is lower, when we look back, this will still look like an M top. And again, the penetration under this neckline represents, to my mind, a beginning of a reversal pattern, a reversal from this uptrend to what now is likely going to be a move lower in XAG USD. So as you can see, a combination of price pattern and price action tells us ahead of the news or events where this is going. So even despite a backdrop of simmering tensions between the U.S. and China, an impeachment inquiry into the President of the United States, a possible resignation of the Premier or the Prime Minister of the UK, and all other turbulence around the world, it does look like the price is suggesting that the precious metals, notably silver and gold, are headed lower over the course of the next several days, weeks, and months. So I hope you got a ton of value out of these videos demonstrating how price action, price pattern analysis can yield you monster gains in your account. Again, if you like this type of analysis, then I advise that you go ahead and check out the Master Pattern Trader program. It's on every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's very interactive. Our members seem to love it, and I'm sure you will too. So I look forward to seeing you on the next live session of the Master Pattern Trader program. Until then, I wish you a healthy and prosperous trading week, and I'll see you next time.